Yeah. This matchup is explosive for so many different reasons. It can be for Squirtle if they get certain jab block combos or they get edge guards. It can be for Ivysaur mostly off the back of edge guards or occasionally juggles with up air or up B. And then Charizard with everything because Charizard is Charizard.
Nice little throw, but it's really hard for Spike to just find any pressure on squirtleB right now. And part being credit to how tiny Squirtle is up.
That's it. That's the first stock. Spike there commits a little early with up B and dives for it. Water Gun is just so perfect for that. You have to force more low recoveries, but even that can have a detriment if they're just ready to cover it.
Yeah, right. Squirtle has tons of ways to interfere with Roy and mess with their all-stage coverage, but he's not changing that. Squirtle do all the work. It's been so oppressive. Spike hasn't been able to find any answers.
Yeah, Squirtle's neutral is just super good, and if you're used to just not necessarily fighting some of these shorter characters, it can be a little annoying for Roy, but at least you have massive kill power on deck and also a range advantage. So even if like CQC versus this character is pretty annoying for Roy, at least if you can engage on your terms, you still have a lot of advantages going for you. Just Spike hasn't been able to take advantage of them yet. What was he cooking?
He was cooking something, but going back to Zard, I kind of wish they get off there. It's a heinous hitbox.
Yeah, that didn't even need to be. That didn't even need a sweet spot, and it wouldn't have mattered. He's just dead. The move's so good.
It's just very, very surgical. Exact. Oh, that was.
Is he dead? No, but now he has to deal with the edge guards. Yep.
Now you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what makes Ivysaur explosive is if he can combo into up air, if he can set up up Bs, or just down air spikes, because even though the move itself is a lot weaker than it used to be, the spike range itself is still pretty egregious. So even if it doesn't kill, you can kind of just rinse and repeat for a little while, and it'll get the job done eventually as long as your timing's on point.
Yeah, and so again, people leaving Town and City open against Roy. And Spike goes to Town and City right away.
As he should.
Yeah. No, he's not going Kazuya. Don't do it yet. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I've never seen him play Kazuya in my life.
I thought he was hovering Kazuya for a second. I was
Spike has had a few other characters. He's had an Aegis, he's had an Inkling, and he actually before Roy was a Falcon player, but
I remember that. He and Stain both playing Falcon, but now playing Roy and a little bit of an overcommit on the double-edged dance. I can see why, you know, squirtleB isn't afraid of Town and City as much, because it almost felt like the stage didn't really play impact in that last game. It was just a clear difference in strength and neutral between the two players.
yeah, squirtleB was just kind of smothering him. He wasn't able to catch up, and at this point, the main thing is he's just struggling to get the hits he wants. Oh, he got the jab block. But he messed up!
Oh. Spike trying to find a kill off and something that can connect. Now you have to play the guessing game versus Ivy.
It's so scary too. Guess wrong and you just die. Because Ivysaur has significantly more kill confirms than you might expect at a glance.
Oh, that is understanding the whole world that Ivysaur can stack the deck in so many ways against you that even if you don't want to commit fully to Ivy, the threat of just going Charizard and deciding to turn off one of your stocks is still on the table.
Bro! The immaculately spaced forward air. Yeah, sometimes you can just get out of counter range like that, but it's something that you're not really going to see that often with Roy. Kind of surprising to see.
Now I'm trying to understand what squirtleB is doing by just kind of daring and placing the corner. Is that just daring Spike to come at him and be like, all right, you really can't do anything about this?
I think so. He's just trying to entice something, because even if you're not necessarily going to force anything or try and gain stage control in any meaningful way, if you can at least discourage your opponent from doing anything either, at least then you can just watch them and just use that as a way of gathering information. Use it for later, whatever it's going to be.
We also talk about what percent squirtleB is looking for this field? Oh my god.
Yeah, this is 218.
Mike got the CG.
221? All right, he died at like 240. Insane.
I was about to be like, just grab it, please.
To his credit, though, there wasn't enough of a deficit to where a lot of the disadvantages that usually come with someone living long were able to manifest. So as long as you can not fall behind like that, then a lot of the disadvantages disappear. That's it!
Whoa.
Yep. Jab back air, and then he just catches him out. The perfect edge guard. Nice recovery to dodge that. Another invalidated counter, 2 in a row.
Man, really, really bad luck of the draw so far for Spike with the counter. Huge pressure here with the whiffed up beat.
Yes, Spike's got a decent lead, but it doesn't matter. Down to 49. The main thing at this point is, can he avoid a lot of these grab combos that are going to immediately equalize things? Uh-oh. Yep, really nice parry from squirtleB. Suddenly he's got some real momentum.
Trying to find any way they can to string together advantage.
Yep, wasn't able to get it that time.
And good on Spike, playing around the switching. Okay.
I think that's it.
Wow.
We've got ourselves a tied game 3 now, 1-1. Winner semis. Winner of this plays Gotham, by the way, so.
squirtleB has tons of experience with Gotham. They go to the same college and can compete on the same collegiate esports team.
Yeah, they're both Emory, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this has got to be a pretty good bracket for squirtleB if he can win. But Spike might be able to gatekeep him and crush that dream. Things were looking rough for the first half of the game, but Spike was just able to really turn things up in that second stock and then just not die for enough to where he could finally rack up some damage and make up a real lead.
Yeah, and just trying to find any way they can to at least maintain some advantage, but Spike just playing like a brand new person over the course of this set.
Uh-oh. Big damage time. Or it was, but squirtleB got caught off guard by the DI there. Spike able to maintain advantage.
Hold on.
Yeah, wasn't able to get the strong hit, so it didn't really matter too much.
squirtleB, and they have not been able to safely keep Squirtle out on the stage because Spike has been able to pressure them and just keep up their tempo.
Oh my god, that up air. That move is so ridiculously powerful. It's kind of hard to land, but if you can get it, it's just completely insane. squirtleB is just doing a really good job of mixing up his neutral between lots of empty landing razor leaf, double jump with nairs, and then also just doing regular landing into like tilts. That mix up between those three, you can't really beat one of them without getting heavily risking getting blown up by the other two. It kind of forces a lot of 1 out of 3 guesses that generally don't favor you if you're going to try and engage it normally.
Now I like what Spike is doing, using the fair almost as a spacing tool, knowing that squirtleB is going to try and jump at them to extend these combos, but the advantage stage from squirtleB has been impressive so far.
Yeah, the main thing that Spike's going to have to do to really adapt to that, I think, is he's going to have to get more reads with a lot of this movement, because right now squirtleB is just kind of maneuvering around relatively uncontested. Spike needs to call out some of this more, and if he doesn't necessarily have the data, the best thing he can do is to just play defensively until he thinks he does, and then use that as a way of getting an opening.
Okay, barely makes it back to the stage. And squirtleB. Oh!
He got smothered. What a perfect sequence there. Spike had to like up B early, but I don't think he saw what was going to happen until it was too late at that point.
It was just no way out. You know, he covers you with the nair, to make you hold out. He nares again, knowing that you're not, so you don't drift back in. So as you drift in, and because of Roy's fastball speed, puts you perfectly in a position where you want to drift back to the stage so you can make it back, and he'll fall with you and get a very easy counter.
I have to wonder where Spike's going to take them, because I actually don't know if there's DSR or not. So, okay, back to Stadium. I guess he wants a little more space. He just felt like he was getting smothered in a lot of these close range. It's a lot harder to maneuver around Razor Leaf if you're that close.
Yeah, it's difficult to maneuver around Razor Leaf. Like, I don't know how I feel about the PS2 run back, especially for Spike, because this was so demanding. Or squirtleB.
I think it's because it's not necessarily about the stage pick. He just feels that a lot of the decisions he was making just weren't what they needed to be for this. But yeah, as long as he can just avoid being too hasty, he can be fine. The main thing is that it looks like he's kind of committing in some spots he doesn't need to, and he's just kind of having a hard time for it.
Yeah, very difficult time to try and get any semblance of advantage right now. squirtleB is just progressing. So many of these options that he has to approach, whether it's run up shield or something else, squirtleB is just smothering Spike.
Oh my god! That spacing for Flare Blitz was immaculate.
And it was a great idea from Spike too, nonetheless.
Yep, that should do it. He's able to get a lead somehow, but more damage.
Good job starting this one, just continuing to string together an advantage state. I like that he's chasing squirtleB, basically forcing the switch. So it's like, all right, well, you don't want to, but never mind, you get swatted with back air. It's the great equalizer for Charizard.
Yeah, the main thing I can think of right now is, uh-oh. Uh-oh. The bad time. It's good that he keeps rolling away in a lot of these situations, though, because squirtleB is just going to smother you if you just try and engage directly after that. You have to just back off, reset, take a breather, and remember that at the end of the day, you are a faster character with more range.
It's also interesting how squirtleB has had to force Spike to play and make decisions at a pace that is uncomfortable for them. It almost looks like it's a foreign tempo for Spike, but never mind, jab back air. And we're trying to threaten a game 5 on Spike.
It's very possible. The main thing that sticks out to me is, can he avoid the grab combos? And if he's going to gain center, how effectively he's going to use his range to try and push squirtleB into the corner, and then just use that as leverage for just winning neutral.
I like the upward dancing rate. squirtleB in the air. He's doing a good job of stringing together up airs, but gotta find a way past the wall of bears. And what was flipping?
He had a good idea, but he was just, uh-oh. This is such a scary spot.
Yes. Spike has to find some way in past these Razor Leaves. It feels like squirtleB is able to keep such a safe distance. Wrong position, getting good punish on that. Aired out to squirtleB.
I like the idea of the read from squirtleB, but it didn't quite work out that time.
No, he can't make it back. Oh.
He messed up the edge guard. Or the recovery. That was so tragic. But either way, we've got our winners finals confirmed at this point. We've got squirtleB versus Gotham. Pokemon trainer Min Min. Not the most common matchup by any means, but